So I did test the mic, and that sound is crisp, okay? And I switched my glasses back because I realized if I need to get used to my new prescription, I have to wear the new prescription and not the older one. I hope y'all don't hear my bed creaking. I want to talk about the BET Awards, and I won't do it like traditionally where I'm like, yeah, I love this outfit, hate this outfit, whatever. It's just kind of like as I see an outfit, if I feel the need to comment on like how I would have designed it or styled it or changed something around or how to make something work that doesn't seem like it's working. It's not really much of a yay or nay and more of a this is what we could do. Because do you ever listen to a song and you're like, this song sounds great, but I know how it could sound better? Why is it making my eye look like that? My eyes, the reflection of the screen is like covering all the brown in my eye. So you know how you hear a song and you're like, this is an amazing song, and then like maybe you sing a riff to it, or maybe you change something about the beat and you're like, dang, this would have ate too, right? It's kind of like that. Even if it didn't eat initially, it's like this would have been good, this would have been better, etc. Not saying whether or not I like the look. I'm just gonna be talking about what I would change about it if I see a change that needs to be done. As soon as I start the video, we get a scam likely. Nobody talking. I was gonna burp, but then I was like, you know what? Let me not do that. So I didn't. Which is why you saw my face go like, just hold it right there. I had to swallow it. Anyways, oh yeah. Don't call me if you're not gonna say hello first. It's like if I call you, I'm gonna say hello first. So if you call me, you better say hello first. Let me know you on the other end or you getting hung up on. Period. I'm gonna find a new way to do this. I'm gonna be looking at the photos on my phone, editing the photos to come over here so you see what I'm talking about. And then what, Brenda? And yeah. So first up is Quinta. I love everything about Quinta. I'm telling you, it's that ad glow. Honestly, she looks like Betty Boop. It's giving that energy. It's eating. Love this dress on her. The colors look great. It doesn't actually look itchy. Like I feel like I can tell what material this is. Like I feel like if it was sequin, you could see the flare up on her arm. You would see the flare up on her arms already, because that's typical. Sequins be making you itch, but no, she looks great. Come on, muscles. She be in the gym. She be working out. I know I said what I would add to this. Honestly, I wouldn't add or take away anything from this. I can't really see this midsection of her body because of the pose. But just off this alone, she looks great. Now, I don't want to overcompensate because with Dochi, who I think is the next one, I saw her photo not on this backdrop and I didn't like it. And then they put it on this backdrop and I tolerated it. So it could just be the backdrop and the pose again. But we're not going to focus on that too much. Next, Dochi, okay? So let's take in the tie top. Then we have the pleated skirt. As you can see, purple flowers on an open toe gold low kitten heel. Braids touching the floor. Bamboo replica earrings. Bangles for days. And some ombre nails. Okay. Oh, and like two belts. So I'm going to show you the photo I saw. Here we go. Everything about this feels wrong. What did I said she looks like something. She reminds me of something and I don't remember what it is. But here's how I would change it. It's not enough pleats on the skirt, which is why it's stretching like that. She got a booty, so that's probably the issue. I would add more pleats. I would take away that belt buckle loop thing. That gotta go. I would change the waistband of the skirt into being this kind of circular shape to being a triangular to represent the top and make her waist seem more cinched. I would keep the gold belt, again, ditch the brown belt, keep the gold belt, and you could still angle it over top of the triangle waistband and it would look great. I will keep the bangles, the shoes. What is my phone doing? The shoes have got to go. I don't even understand where the purple idea came from. And I would replace it with something simple, maybe some regular woven sandals, platform sandals. Those will look good with this because it's giving bohemian, it's giving beach, giving vacation vibes. On top of what I've already said, it would be nice if she had an overlay layer over the top and the skirt separately that were maybe Swarovski crystals or some type of, it doesn't have to be mesh or net, but like maybe something like that where it sparkles in places and goes right over top of this red piece. I think that would bring the look beyond what it is. And the bamboo earrings, I would probably either make them thicker so they give that more geometric shape other than like a circle, or I would make them green with the same sizing differences. Alright, moving on from Dochi. We have Carrie. What would I change about this? I feel like this fits her really well. Maybe I would make it less full skirty. Make it closer to A-line. And bring it down just to the ankles. So that, or maybe even below the ankles. So that it hovers right above the open toe. I feel like that would be very flattering for this. Ashanti, honestly, this is one of the looks where when they have a bra like this, sorry to zoom in on your goods, babe, but they have a bra like this and her chest is actually sitting in a way that's not making me super uncomfortable. The jewelry matches the extraness of the outfit. I kind of like how high the boots are. I feel like I would have this be a full trench and then have the skirt actually be shorts in the same length. Maybe take that racer pattern that's on the jacket, add it to one of the panels of the skirt that I would turn into shorts. But I think this looks really nice. It says let's see, what is she wearing? So I can see underneath either she has pasties or she has on like a new set that kind of covers her boobs but not necessarily, kind of like an open chest bikini, not bikini, one piece. And obviously this is knitwear. I like the knit. I feel like the silhouette that's going on in her chest right here, that triangle shape, how I told you it looks like an open bikini, if the knit followed that instead of going over it but followed it, I feel like that would be very cute to have an open moment in the knit. It kind of looks like the sleeve is webbed together with the front, but I know that's just the way the picture is taken. But I feel like if we bring the sleeve up more on her shoulder, almost like a raglan sleeve, raglan, whatever, sleeve stitch, have that open part, it would not only just, I don't know, elevate the look, but also structure the body a little bit more, like make it appear like she has zero waist. Like, we know that she gave herself zero waist, but the illusion would be amplified. Again, I don't know what's going on with that Abbott glow. Put me on the show. I can be funny sometimes. I don't think I would change anything about this. It's that Abbott glow. Maybe I would have had it be one chain and maybe make that chain just a little bit thicker than the thin chains that he has right here. The pants look well tailored, same with the jacket. The shirt could be what it is right now. It could be a red, like a deep red, kind of mimicking the velvet in the background. Of course, he didn't make this set, so I doubt like he would have whatever. But I feel like some deep colors would really make, yeah, especially with the suit, with both the suit and the shirt being light. The lapels of the suit kind of get lost. I feel like with a deeper color, it would bring it out a little bit more. Um, Again, deeper color for the button down, not for the suit. The suit's fine. This looks really good. Honestly, I love the color match for the hair and the dress. I've never seen a more accurate color match. What would I do differently? I feel like it might possibly just be what you would fix before taking the photo. So I would have had my team lay flat the front of the dress so that you could really see the ripple effect. Or possibly what needed to be done was that it needed to be extended in length just a little bit, so then it would have probably flowed more naturally on its own. But I kind of can see maybe there's some interfacing on it because it looks a little boxy going around the base and stiff, which is good, not bad. But again, I would just have somebody come around and lay it flat. You know what? I think it is flat. I am looking at it. I think it is flat. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit longer because right now I think it's a little too short and the interfacing is a little too high, which is making it appear to me as if it's folded over. But I think it is folded flat, and that's just the way that the light is capturing it. Honestly, this is really an optical illusion on my eyes right now. Like, I'm trying my best to figure out if it's folded or if it's laying flat. But other than making the dress longer, I wouldn't touch this dress. This looks amazing. Maya, let's see. What I would say is I would take the openness of it and drop it down even lower. Still keeping that slimness of it. Don't have it too wide because your goodie's going to be out. But make it lower, like right above the belly button, would give, like, she already looks super tall, but I feel like it would balance out her stomach area. And then the embroidery, I feel like either the larger roses should have also had that black outline that the smaller flowers have, or they should have no border on the small flowers, like one or the other. But I think it's fine just the way it is. Other than that, yeah, that's all I would change. I would definitely just recommend bringing that openness down. And I'm going to pause right here. Okay, so, whew, not the light blue now. That's because the day is dwindling. Anyways, I took a break. I'm back. So, we left off on Maya. And I know she had 2 looks, I believe. Oh, wait, is this the same video? I don't know. Yeah, it says 2025 in the back. Okay. This look, I'm trying to understand how we went from this, the straight bust down white suit, to the maroon Africa Pride. She must have had time today. But I like this. What I would change is I would get rid of the chunky necklace. And you see how the appliques on her body kind of link together? I would have did another small link. Okay, because what are we doing? I would have did it, bro, stop. I would have did another one right on her neck with the removal of the necklace, really small like, and in the positioning of like a mandarin neckline. And the bag would be all gold and not silver, considering all her other accessories are gold, or gold. They're gold. If it's not gonna be a gold bag, like completely, I would have it be a black bag with gold accents, just to match that one solo lonesome black bangle on her arm. But other than that, I would leave this alone. I wonder what the dress code was, because I'm seeing maroon occasionally. Who's next? Okay, this dress has a lot going on. What I would change about it is I would remove because her shoulders look a little wide. I would remove the straps off her shoulder and just have it as that halter moment in the front, but still have like the strap that's coming between her chest area. Leave that detail, but just take the sleeve portion, not sleeve, the string portion that lays directly on her shoulder off. I would take that off. On top of that, I like the way that on the left this strip of silver goes down the leg. I think that's super cute, but I feel like, and it could be the way she's angled, there's a way that we could make this look more silhouette-y. You know what? Because the detail right here, I'm gonna call it boning channels, even though it's not boning, because it's just sequin or beading that goes in the direction that boning would. I would have made that even sharper, more at an angle, so it looked more like it was on its side. So her waist is coming more to the center to make that illusion as if her dress is trapped in this silver avant-garde cage. I don't know what's going on right now with like my talking. With that being said, I would have, and for again that initial silver strip on the left side, this top portion right here, instead of it curving upward, I would have it curving in to create a slimness instead, because it's making her center a little broad. This one, I have similar critiques as the last look. I would get rid of these side shoulders. I feel like this is a little loose on her breast area, so I would just tighten it up in the back, so that then, since she doesn't have a bra on, I'm assuming she could just stick her hand in and pull her section together so it looks tighter or whatever. But the waist is on slim because of the black. I mean, it could just be on slim, period. But I'm going to blame the black because they always say black is slimming. And I do like the slit thing, the hand. I'm at a loss for words today, but y'all know what I'm talking about. This look, I feel like a lot of people on the carpet that had these kind of like see-through outfits missed the marker slightly. Because it's see-through, things are gonna look odd, they're gonna look wonky. Let's start with the neckline. I would fix that because it looks like it got snagged. So I would have a more, I wouldn't say industrial, but heavyweight fabric that's not going to like get nicked so easily. And then also have it come up a little bit higher on your neck, so it's a tie in the back. I'm pretty sure it wraps around and connects with the shoulders, which is making it probably look so wonky. That's what I would change about that. Have it actually be a halter, and have if it needs this side panel to connect in the back, then so be it. But I would try and figure out a way to construct it where it could just be backless. This portion right here, I don't necessarily favor how it's poking. It's just like a piece of fabric in the front. I would get rid of it. A little risky. I would get rid of it, and I think it's only because it's covering up her midsection or whatever. I would get rid of that, right? I would have, so then it would just be a whole halter lace piece. Get rid of the bralette, not bralette, the pasties underneath, and replace the pasties in this black part with a very thin silk, same material, bodycon dress underneath. It doesn't even have to go that long, and it doesn't have to be as opaque as this is. It could be lighter so that you can see the fabric. You know what? Scratch that. It should be her skin tone. Oh my gosh. Her skin tone and silk underneath of this dress. Replace, keep the black lace, replace the black silk, and the pasties with something that's her skin tone to give the illusion of nudity, but it's not. And it still would be classy, in my opinion. Yeah. Especially if it's a dress. Don't make it a romper. Don't make it no type of whatever that's gonna go around the curves of her body too much. You need something that's just gonna flow straight down, so it's not doing too much on that illusion aspect. But it's nice enough. Cam Newton. Now let me tell you something, because the girls used to go cuckoo for Cam in high school, right? And rightfully so. And then come college, I think it was senior year. Yes, because that was the only other homecoming that I had gone to because of the pandemic. I remember like everybody just like flocking to this homeless guy. I'm like, who is this man that everybody's so excited about? And then I'm looking at him like, is that Cam Newton? Why does he look like that? Now this is not that type of video, so I'm gonna just go on ahead and say what I gotta say about the outfit. This is not the first photo that I saw. Again, I think this backdrop just makes everybody look 10 times better. But we're going to zoom out and go to the one that I did see, which is here. Okay. So, I'm not going to remove anything per se. What I would say is, we'll start going from the middle down and back up. The sleeves look like two different sleeve cuts, and it could be the angle that the picture is taken from, but honestly I need it to be more replicating the right side than it is the left side on both sides. Then with the lapels of the jacket, I need them to be more angled down like your typical suit jacket would be, and I need it to be open. I need to come down at least to where the second button is to have it open like that. You can keep the chains. Where the chain is where this handkerchief should be dropping. So he doesn't necessarily need a bigger handkerchief, but he needs a longer one so that it can drape down just at the right spot on his collarbone. Then the suit jacket feels a little too tight. It's giving beer gut instead of muscles underneath. So I need there to be a little bit of space added to the sides of the suit to make it maybe even flare out a little bit, because it's too tight around this bottom button, and as you can tell, it's pulling. So we don't want that effect. So already the top is made better just with those made better in my opinion, just with those things, because his chest would be out a little bit, the sleeves would look a bit more symmetrical, the lapels would be straight down, giving it a little bit more allure. The handkerchief doesn't look like it's suffocating him, but would be kind of more delicate, more Freddy from what's that show, Scooby-Doo. Now the pants, I would say they definitely don't need to be skinny jeans. Not skinny jeans, skinny pants, which they're not, but they're capris. I don't think they should be capris. I think they need to come down just to the point where they cover his ankles, and they should be wide straight legs. So not wide like bell bottoms, but they start wide, they go down the same consistent width the entire descent. And then I'm not a fan of the material, but with the changes that I am suggesting, I feel like it would rock, and he then wouldn't have to get rid of the hat. And the glasses need to be a little bit larger. The glasses need to be a little bit larger. They're looking a little tight on his face. They need to come down just a little bit. He has larger eyes in the glasses, so I think it might benefit him for that. Raven. I like this outfit. Only very minimum things I would change about it, and it has everything to do with the inside body forming stuff. Now, what it looks like to me is that it's a one piece, and then over top of it is a corset in the same exact color. And the thing is, with certain corsets, the boning channels tend to bend and curve depending on how the corset portion or the zipper portion is in the back. If it's not placed properly, like it's too minimum and it's not in the right spot. It's always, in my opinion, always better to have more garments to get the areas you gotta get than less, because then it could create this bulky, pokey effect underneath the boob and right at the hip area. It can look a little boxy. The point is to look curvy, not geometric, right? So I would fix whatever's going on with the corset. And if it were an option, I would just make that whole bottom part a romper, like a short romper. You can't even see my legs, I'm over here doing it on myself. A short romper, a romper that has shorts, not long legs, but shorts, and corset in the back with multiple layers so that she can tighten it to the way that she wants without the bulkiness of the bony channels or whatever. Other than that, I really would not change anything else. I would change the shoes. I wouldn't make them a stiletto point. I would make them squared off. And I'm not sure, I was told this is a bag that she's holding, but all I see is rope, so I'm not going to comment on it. Okay, Jordan. I want to call her Jordan Sparkle. Jordan Sparks, I think that's her name. So when they do like I like to call it pointillism, where they sporadically place feathers so it's not even like dense, it's just there. So I mean, from a distance it looks slightly full, but to me it just looks like a balding chicken a little bit, and that has nothing to do with her. It just, if you see even a regular person that's balding, like it looks spotty, like you see one section of hair, like strands of hair. That's what it's giving. What I would do is either I would make it fuller in the bottom layers at least, so it's an ombre of like density. It like gets more dense as you go down. Other than that, that's the only thing that I would change about the sleeves. I think that the color actually goes well with her body for the top part. I think that you can see where her undergarment is. So I don't think she has any like bodycon stuff on. I feel like she should get underwear that, for this type of dress, that go over her stomach so that we don't see the underwear line, if that is what that is. Glorilla. Let's see. So I like the idea to have the dart on the cup, but I feel like it's placed a little too high. If we brought it down and extended it more to the center, that's what I would do. The stitching looks like it veers off to the right a little bit. I would just do it going straight down, and I wouldn't bring it all the way down like this. I would stop maybe right below or right above the belly button, and then bring down the skirt split just a little bit. I feel like it's a little too much. As for the legs, the shoe is wrapping her up like a sausage, and she's a shorter woman, so she's gonna have a little bit thicker legs, right? Which is fine. The only thing you need to do, in my opinion, to fix this is to make sure the laces aren't the circular ropes, but they're the flat kind of rectangular ones, so that they can comfortably wrap around your leg and also not like cut off circulation and then cause the sausage effect, right? I do love the folds in the front, so I would keep those. The bag is cute. The jewelry is like just limited enough. If I could, and this is just a guess. Okay, first, the neckline area, I would make that Holzer. I feel like it's not Holzer, and it should be. The hair, I would make it shorter. Still keep the flip, but make it shorter. Maybe even add layers. And I don't know what her neck looks like. I don't have too much experience with Glorilla, so that recommendation, I don't know if it would be not a great one, but shorter Same style with the flips, have it layered because it looks a little helmety, just a little bit candy. So this outfit, not bad. What I would have done is, I feel like people don't understand how good like a cute shorts moment is. Like, instead of making it a full panty moment, having it be like a hoochie shorts kind of moment, but in black. Kind of like if you wear tights, um sheer black tights, and they kind of normally for the butt and panty area, it's a kind of denser black area, so you can't see as much. It's less transparent, and it looks very flattering. And if she did that, that would look good. If the corset was not, it looks to be, what is the name of this fabric? I know it because I used it for my senior collection. Start with an O. If she didn't use that, I would have liked a solid material, the same thing the boning channels are made of, or one that's not reflective. This one tends to give like that glossy effect. If it was just a regular nylon net, I would love it. And then, but I would love for the cup, the corset, and the short portion to be the same, all one piece, or have just the have the cup and the corset be one piece, have the shorts be a whole separate piece, just so that the dress portion can still be the dress portion. This, and have it be more of a full skirt moment down here, so make it a little bit lengthier. The feet aren't necessary to have on display for this look. And then with it being a little lengthier, I think we would get more of that circular moment that I think is trying to come through at the bottom. This outfit, so she needs shapewear underneath, and I'm not one to truly recommend that. If you're not going to wear shapewear, there needs to be some type of illusion going on the side panels. Honestly, you know what? I don't want to say that because not everybody's trying to go for an hourglass figure. What I will say is this netting, it might be sparkly. I want it to be more black looking than silver. And I can tell that there's like nylon between the cutout portion so that you're protected. I think yours is a little too light. It should have been a slightly warmer color, because you can, the wrist is really telling. And maybe even that would have made the darkness of the hashtag netting come through a little bit more. I would have had the bottom curve to the way that the folds in the front of the skirt are, instead of kind of getting stuck underneath of them. I like the train, how the train trails off. I wouldn't change anything about that. And again, I would not have it be this kind of sleeve stitch. I would have it be raglan. The neckline is pretty cute. Yeah. If the top is supposed to be sparkly, like all throughout, I think we should just ditch that. I would ditch that idea and just make it black. Because the neck and the waist are already sparkly enough. And if you need more sparkles, you should add them on top where the fingers are and make it like the fingernails. This, I'm just, how would I change it? This reminds me of those same stockings. If you ever have done laundry and you realize like pairs of socks are going missing, so you have more singles than you do pairs sometimes. And if you're like me and you just expect the pair to come up at some point, so you stuff the ones that don't have pairs in the largest one that doesn't have a pair, and it kind of just looks like a stuffed sock with many other socks, because that's exactly what it is. Many others. I'm just like, come on, y'all know what I mean. That's what this is giving. I feel like I'm not mad at the bubble. I think that the material of the top should have been not a stretchy material, something more structured, so that you can see here the weight of the bubble is pulling this to come from her boob straight down. It doesn't really look that flattering at the angle they took the picture. So I would just have it be a stiff material that won't shift its form based on the bottom of it. Stay still. Focus. Thank you. With the flowers in the back, I would have this just be a bunch of roses attached to it at the base. Black roses, not white roses, not red, not nothing else. It's black. Keep it simple. Or just have this be the bubble skirt trend where you see the folds visibly. Because that's what I would recommend, period. And then, again, them rompers, shorts, because shorts, they attach to your body more than a skirt or a dress is going to. So have a short moment. It don't look like it's a short because it's going to have this bubble thing around it, but it's going to give you more silhouette. And that's how I would have designed it. Alright, prep. This dress needs spaghetti strap strings. Honestly, I feel like I have this dress. We're about to find out right now. So I have a similar dress. It doesn't have the distinct cups or whatever, but it has the strings like I was talking about. I think I like the cups on her dress better than I like the cups on this dress. Also, you guys have never seen this dress because I will never be wearing it. I put it on and it was just, it's, first of all, it's a small. I'm not a small. I couldn't breathe. I just felt really self-conscious in it because I couldn't breathe and it was just so tight. But it even has the same slit on the side at the bottom that hers does. I think hers might be a darker red, or it could be the exact same red. But I do find it uncanny that I had an example to show. I actually was just deciding I was going to cut this up and make it into a bag. Because it was never worn anyway, so why not, right? I mean, it was worn for me to know I can't wear it. I think I like the cups for her dress much better than that one, but I would take the strings, because with that dress has a strap here and it has an extra one that you could either keep here or you could throw around your neck and have it just going straight across the chest area. I think that would look good for her dress. It will hike up her chest a little bit more so it doesn't look too droopy. And then other than that, let me look at my photo again, make sure I wouldn't change anything else. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything else. I would just put straps on it so that her chest can be a little bit more risen. But the color looks amazing on her, of course. We have Keke Palmer. I know I said in the last video, like, I love everything Keke, everything she does, and I do. I don't like this though. There's something about the hair this go around that's aging her a little bit, and I'm not too sure what it is. I'm not too sure what it is. It's clear that she doesn't have pasties on, and honestly, I just would have made the gold. What I would do design wise is have made the gold so thick you wouldn't even need pasties because you wouldn't be able to see through a period. Just on that portion, and then have it fade out as you go, the effect that they were going for, but make it a little bit more safe. And then I think that's the only thing I would change. Honestly, I'm not a fan of this outfit, but if I had to wear it, that would be the change that I made, which would be to I would either do what I just said, which is thicken up the amount of gold that's there so you don't need or require pasties, or just have like the strip, like gold going across in a strip instead of in circular motion going straight across her chest. Still in the same V pattern, but even have a little bit of it coming atop the corset portion of the stomach area, the very top right underneath the boob. Have gold going all over that, sprinkling up to the bust cup areas, all of that. This dress is making her look very hiked up. I think that her waist is this little section where it goes inward. It looks like her waist, but her waist is actually this curvy part right here. But since we intend for the waist to normally be the part that cinches in, I would have brought up this curve area up a little bit higher to make the illusion that her waist is all the way up there. And I would get rid of the shoulder pads because her arms already look wide, or just get rid of the sleeves, period. Would really make this look less. It's honestly giving me like overheating. It would give a little less of that with the removal of the sleeves and pulling up where we intend for the waistline to be. Sierra. The skirt gives Who Runs the World Girls from the Beyonce music video. But honestly, this is very Sierra, just to mesh these together. I feel like she's going back to classic Sierra, her roots, her origins, which is great. I would have loved for that to translate to the bottom part of the outfit. This hanging off part is interesting. For the bottom, since we're going back in time a little bit with the top half, I would just have it be a high-low skirt of some ordinance. Bring it back. I don't know if anybody can bring it back, it's Sierra. Oak texture is fine. The only thing that I would change is I think the buttons need to be, I don't know, I don't want them hanging that much, so the string needs to be a little tighter. I would get rid of the Louis Vuitton emblems and symbols and patterns on it. I think sometimes we overdo it with the monograms, and it's just enough just to put the logo on the inside of the jacket at the collar part. But I get it, you gotta know who made it. If we come down here, I think the cuff is fine. I just would prefer for the denim not to be light, for it to be the exact same color as one of the oak panels. Actually, as the darkest oak panels, as to not bring as much attention to it, because it kind of cuts his body off, his legs off in this weird way. So just make the inside a dark denim instead of a light wash denim. Ryan Destiny, she's really ethereal. I feel like the way that they did her lipstick makes her look a little bit older. I feel like that shouldn't have been done. I feel like she needed a natural beat for this look. I love that there's no string, so that means that this is connected solely on structure, which is really good. I would have the drape be a little shorter instead of so long, so it's not as intense. I think that would highlight her silhouette even more. Other than that, this is an amazing outfit on her. The color looks fab. Okay, Kalani. So I call these kind of tattoos coloring book tattoos, obviously, because there's a lot of them and you can color them in. Like if she ever chose to, she could. But the downside with these kind of tattoos is a lot of patterns when you go to show you had these tattoos don't really work unless you have a full turtleneck and long sleeve moment going on in the pattern that you're choosing to display. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out like what position is comfortable for me. Anyways, so with this rustic gold and blue dress that she has on, it's very much a lot going on. She could keep the same dress silhouette and just have it in a solid color or a solid material, or have the same pattern, but it has to be monochrome. So it can be the gold, but the blue has to just be a flat gold underneath. It could be a red velvet, but underneath the blue has to turn it into a solid red underneath. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot going on and it's not flattering. And I would extend the length of the dress, because when dresses are too short like this and it's clear that they hemmed up the raw edges, they kind of tend to curve. So I would just bring it down to her foot, especially because she has a slit, so it's not like it's hiding the shoe. you'll see the shoe anyways. This outfit, quick changes, remove the shoulder pads. It's making her chest, her whole chest area look way too large, and it's hiding her neck. So get rid of the shoulder pad. Bring up the seam for the sleeve so that it doesn't look like she'll be able to have a full range of movement the way that this dress is made. So it needs to come up a little bit closer to her armpit so she has a full range of motion, and it looks a lot better instead of this odd webbing situation. That we have going on. I feel like maybe this wasn't the best tailored dress because I feel like this is a raw edge over her boob, and that's why it's coming over like that. Like they ironed it to be flat, but then, you know, with shifting, it kind of like came out a little bit. That should have been stitched down much better. Maybe had some interfacing to keep it stiff. Again, bring this dress down a little bit longer. When we have these tight shape fitting dresses, we need that length as well at the base of the dress. I really like the coat, even the sackcloth kind of replica material that it's giving. I would make changes to the structure of the suit because it's making him look much wider than what he actually is. And you can tell it's a little oversized even in the leg area, because if you look at the shadow part, you can see where his leg truly is versus the excess of material. It's not too flattering. The colors work well for him, but the structure does not. So I would change the structure. Again, this Louis Vuitton stuff, just get rid of that and finish out the herringbone of the jacket. And then the sparkles make the jacket look a little bit blue-black. So if that's the case, you either need the pants to be the same exact material as the jacket, or have it mimic the blue-black of the jacket, because you have three different blacks. You have several different blacks. You got a different black on the collar, different black on the jacket, different black on the bow, different black on the pants, different black on the cuffs, different black of the shoes. It's too many different blacks. I would have it between 1 and 2 blacks and not have the 2 different blacks be in the same area. Also, his glasses, again with the men and the glasses that are so tight on your face, loosen them up a little bit. That looks like a migraine waiting to happen. Get larger glasses, please. The last look is this one. So, very minor critiques again. Her boobs look like they're about ready to slip out. I would have there be a satin black dress that she's wearing, kind of like this dress, but again satin and black, but form-fitting to the body, still with the halter top vibes and the folds there, but have it be underneath the sheer overlay of the dress, which is not skin tight, and she can keep the feathers on the side and have the slit so her leg is out. That to me would be very well received. I'm getting hot, so let me just hurry up and finish this video. So those are just the changes, additions, subtractions that I would make to the outfits. Those are not all the outfits, but just those are the ones that I felt like downloading onto my phone to talk about. I don't think the looks were too bad, but I think that we need to reassess in fashion the necessity of nudity and how much, because I feel like people just think, oh, sexy, let me make sure something is showing, and that does not always have to be the case. And it's just no shame to anybody that chooses to go that route, but there's a way to do it where you look flattered, because I feel like a lot of times it's not flattering, and it then doesn't give the sexy appeal that you're going for. So I don't know how long this video is, but it's definitely much shorter than the Met Gala video, so it probably won't be more than 30 minutes. But if it is, hey, like, ouch. Enjoy the long form content, I guess. My Patreon, I'm gonna link that. Instagram, Lemonade, TikTok, Pinterest. any of that. I feel like I also haven't made it known to a lot of people. I kind of just, whenever I do certain things, the fact that I'm moving and talking is just disgusting to me. Sometimes I'm really bad at telling people as far as like things that are going on for me. So let me just make it clear this one time. I did get into grad school in Italy, and with that being said, I will be leaving well before the end of the year. Um, well before the end of the year, and I've been told that there are people out there that do want to celebrate in my successes, um, and they can't do that when I don't tell you when things happen. Especially when people want to support in any way that they can. So I take support in so many different ways other than financial basis. Like financial for me is like, if maybe I should start a GoFundMe, but like just for like a rainy day fund. But like getting on my Patreon so that like as a monthly subscriber, because that's honestly way cheaper than doing anything on GoFundMe. Um, if you have to give, that's fine. But I also really appreciate advice. If you've ever been to Italy, specifically Milan, and you know do's and don'ts, or places to go, places not to go, the cheapest time to do things, whatever the case may be, advice like that is super appreciated. As a person going there for the first time, like that might be almost as valuable as money, because of course money is valuable. You need money to pay for things. Maybe you have connections out there that you truly trust, and you want to provide a hookup, a link for something, anything like that. Area online where you could chat with people and make friends before you get there to make sure you're not alone. Like, information is also a form of support, also a gift. So I do take information as well, if that is a way that you want to support my journey. But I thought that it was good, based on the advice that I was given, to kind of tell you guys literally that I will be in Italy. We will be getting videos, and yeah. So again, social medias, maybe or maybe not, I'll make a GoFundMe. I hope this was a good video. I'm getting really hot right now, so I'm just gonna go.